Get ready for round 2 of Philips Hue. Hello everybody and welcome to Geekstreet Cafe. Now before I get started, I want to let you all know that this is a second part to a first episode that we did where I explained how the Philips Hue system works, what you need to get started, some of the basics of their system. So if you need to see that, make sure you take a look at the link in the description. Second of all, before we really get started in this episode, I want to say thank you so much, because that video, that Philips Hue video, has reached over 1,000 views, far and beyond anything else that Geekstreet has so far produced. And I want to thank every one of you guys for taking part in that, being part of that. That just, like, my heart is exploding right now with just how happy that makes me. So thank you so much for being part of the Geekstreet crew. So we're gonna get started with kind of a second portion. In the first episode, I talked about the colored lights and how I really wanted some. Well, now I have some. And I wanted to show you guys some of that and some of the more in-depth parts of the app and some of the connected features. So, I mean, take a look at this. It's beautiful. It looks like a trophy. It's awesome. I love it. They're cool. And they do so much. So I'm going to dim the lights, if you don't mind. And we're going to take a look at some of the features of this light sitting right here beside me. So above and beyond the normal overhead lights that you get, you also have the opportunity to change the color of your light. So doctors and scientists, they say different things about, like, you know, yellow light being better for certain situations, white light being even better, and then blue light. I know it's not very easy to see the difference, but trust me, in person it's a lot different. They have different advantages depending on if you want energy or relaxation, things like that. So this lets you change the yellowness of your light. So that's awesome. But let's get to the cool part. So I'm going to dim this light down just a little bit to show how intense it can be. So this one offers colors, and I love it. It's so cool because you have your reds, and I mean, this thing showers the whole room with red right now. It's awesome. You have a purple. You have a deeper violet. You have blue. Anywhere from green, yellow, and orange. Or you can just go back to white. So if you guys hadn't seen this yet, how I'm doing that is I have a color gambit on my phone from the Philips Hue app, which lets me change exactly what color range I want in these lights, and they will respond instantaneously. I mean, there's no latency to what I'm doing right now. So it's really awesome how you get to see just how responsive these lights can be. So what else? What else can they do? Well, first of all, I have it at its dimmest setting so it doesn't blind my camera, because if I bring this up to 100%, then you can barely see me, and that light just looks like someone's trying to get you in the headlights. So it can be really intense. It's 630 lumens worth of light per light bulb, which is fantastically awesome. So they're really functional. Now, as far as price goes, they're not quite as cheap. They're definitely above and beyond what the normal lights are. They run about $49 to $50 a piece per light bulb. So it's an investment if you want to get into some of the color lights, which is why I only currently have 2. So some of the other cool things that I had the chance to start learning is the things that you can do to interact with these lights. So I found an app that uses your phone that lets you listen to music, and your phone will the phone's microphone will respond to that and change your lights for the music. It'll switch back and forth or strobe or different things like that. So that's one of the things that I wanted to do. As far as the movies, we had talked about, them being able to respond to movies. So there's one app that I found that seems to be the best for now, and it's called Sync My Lights. And it has a preloaded list of movies, or you can create your own, and it will use the microphone to sync itself with the movie. And then once it recognizes where it is located in the movie process, it'll sync the lights to that. So you can have, flashes or color changes or dimming depending on what scene the movie's in. So you kind of, break the fourth wall with that. So that's some of the things that you can do outside the Philips Hue app. Well, one of the things that I like to do a lot is I like to play with scenes. So they have several preloaded scenes which look like just basically big bubbles. And they change the colors of the lights, and you can actually edit them yourself or create them, and it'll let you do basically anything that you want with it. So those are some of the cool things that I've been able to play with, is create my own scenes for whatever I'm in the mood for. If I'm in the mood to read, then I'll dim them a certain level and turn it more to a blue light because it's more relaxing on the eyes, things like that. Finally, one of the things I do want to get to is I had mentioned routines. So I wanted to show you guys what a routine might look like. So this is my wake up routine. I have it set to 5:20 a.m. because I'm a crazy person. And I can set the days. So I have Monday through Saturday. And then I can also fade it in. So I choose to fade it in for 30 minutes before 5:20. So it doesn't just come right on at 5:20 and blinds everybody. It slowly comes in to simulate almost like a sunrise. And then it also lets me choose where and how many lights and what they do. So there's so much customization in just these routines. And not only is there a wake up, there's a home and away where it'll recognize when you connect to the Wi-Fi, or you can choose location awareness, whichever. And then you can also have a go to sleep routine. So say around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, you say, well, I want my lights to start fading out to remind me that I need to go to bed because I easily forget. And you can do that. So there's almost limitless opportunities. And you can even have custom made routines to fit whatever you want to do. So those are some of the coolest things that I've been able to find so far about the Philips Hue system. And the blue lights, or the colored lights, I'm just above and beyond blown away at how good they are, at how effective they are at representing their colors. Because, the blues are truly blue. The only one that I think could use a little help is this one right now that I'm setting it to is green. And it's green, but it's like a lime electric green. It's not a very deep foresty green that I would prefer. So the green is a little bit of a disappointment if that's what you're looking for, but everything else about these lights just completely blows away the competition to me. I love them. They're awesome. They are definitely not cheap. So, think very carefully before you decide that you want to get into that. Because they are truly an investment. So I plan on looking into some of the LED strips that I had talked about in the first episode. So if I find some of those, I might do a really quick update. And if I find any more of the things that I can do with the Hue lights, I might bring them in a later time. So I want you guys to stay tuned for probably next week, because I'm going to be introducing the Amazon Echo and some of the coolest things that I've been able to do with it. Part of the, encirclement of your smart home. So make sure you take a look at that when it comes out. I will keep you guys posted on the Facebooks. Thank you so much once again for having such a great support for the Geekstreet Cafe group. Over 1,000 views. I know that's a drop in the bucket to some people. Some of the people that I admire, like Markiplier and Good Mythical Morning and those guys. But to me, the fact that 1,000 people would be willing to watch me ramble on about light bulbs blows my mind. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Make sure you spread this around to your friends. Make sure you tell people about it. And then if you want me to do more smart home stuff or review a certain product, please comment below and let me know, because that's how I can support you guys in what you're trying to do in your smart homes. So thank you so much for joining me today. This episode is brought to you by Triangle Insurance and Associates. These guys, as I have said before, are the best at providing home, auto, and life insurance for just about anything that you need. So take a look at their website, link in the description, if you even are remotely interested in wanting to find a better policy. So again, thank you guys for joining me today. I will see you next time on the cafe. Bye.